Hello my good students, welcome back to our War on the Sea Let's Play series as the Imperial Japanese Navy once again starting in the dark, because what other source of light is there to just start in? Following off from our tremendous victory in the previous episode, we have the world is our oyster now, so we're going to focus on the invasion of Milne today and any sort of defence that comes our way. So we're going to think about putting supplies onto Milne Bay, as well as putting some engineering and such onto Guadalcanal to look at upgrading that once again. We might have to wait until we are resupplied once again to get that to the next airfield level, because we're just missing out on some fuel, but we can check to see what's about in other bases to begin with and see how that goes. So let's get to the strategic map and start strategizing. Alrighty then, so how are we looking? How are we looking indeed? We need 40 more fuel on Guadalcanal, as well as 280 engineering. I don't know if we actually have that honourable. No, we don't. We have just 200 and 0 fuel to speak of. How are we looking on the Shortlands actually? Do we have anything left over? Not particularly. No, we've got 40 fuel and 40 engineering rather, and 0 fuel. Nothing on our surrounding bases either. Got some troops we could take off of Lai, but I don't want to lose that. We should have noticed that a lot sooner, shouldn't we? There's 4,000 troops and 2,000 supplies on Buna. That would have been brilliant for Milne Bay. In that case, then, I want to take this group. So I want to take this group. Yeah, I want to take this group over to Rabaul, because they'll be able to carry more engineering as such. We're going to take this group back over to Buna here then, because there's just more to draw on here. I would rather bring up some troops as well. Having said that, I might want to split this group actually. There's 2,000 troops, so I'm not going to need very much at all there. Let's split it pretty much in half there, like that. This half can go to Rabaul to pick up supplies, like so. We're going to just get these out of the way, because they're only fuelers. And the second group can go down over to Buna to pick up some troops and supplies to reinforce Milne Bay like that. We are going to keep the Taiyo out. That does have 17 out of 18 zeros. I thought we lost more than that. Certainly not complaining there that we have only lost the 1-0 in our defence of our supply ships there, which is absolutely brilliant actually. With the amount of planes they threw at us, I was expecting to see more as well. And of course we can draw from Buna and Lai as well with some Hyabuses, which is brilliant stuff. So we're going to go over to the morning now and see what happens, see what all sorts of mysterious things occur today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've actually spotted one this time. Got a carrier in our hands just outside Guadalcanal. Not to worry though, we have I9 here on the job, on the way to intercept that, as well as the task force over here with two submarines there to intercept it if it does decide to push in. We are going to scout that out because there's not a lot we can do in the meantime there. Just see exactly what we are dealing with. Fingers crossed it's the Wasp, but that doesn't appear to be the case just yet. It's another Bogue, okay, and it is an invasion force. We can see some supply ships like this Harris and this Arcturus over here. Or is that a C2? Doesn't matter, it's a supply ship. We do have a New Mexico to deal with as well, so it's rather spicy, certainly supply heavy. With the Bogue, the battleship of course being the bigger threats, but they do have 2 more Northamptons. Have they not learnt their previous mistakes and thought that Northamptons just aren't going to do the job? Well, clearly they're thinking something like that, because they've brought a big beefy battleship now, as well as some air support. So we are going to think about sinking the carrier and the battleship with some submarines, and then our cruiser group can move in and hit the the remaining ships, of course, with not much resistance there at all, with only 2 Northamptons and a couple of destroyers. I think it really is only a couple of destroyers actually. You can only see the ones on the front of the formation there. It appears to be a Fletcher and a Tribal, so that's absolutely fine as well. There's another one over here. There's another one over here. Let's not forget the possible Benson or Gleaves. That's absolutely fine though. I am going to mark that very quickly just to make sure we know exactly where to look. I have sent out some Toddies and some more Jakes and such. Exactly what do we have should we remind ourselves rather of what we have defending here? And this is a Takao, Mogami, Tone, few destroyers, and a Sendai as well. So we'll certainly be able to deal with that. Just need to get rid of the battleship at least first. So I think actually that's going to be top priority. We can certainly defend ourselves from torpedo bombers because we do have quite a few air groups available on Guadalcanal. Sent out some Toros, like I say, which is why they're not in full capacity there. That's absolutely not a problem, just need to keep sight on that carrier. So I'll catch you with an update on that in the future. Of course, we are still looking at going towards Milne Bay, so I am going to push in a little bit with our Taiyo to cover the supplies group over here. So I shall see you in a second. Okay, so we have been intercepted by some sort of enemy aircraft on our way to Buna, so we should have been thinking about that really, not a problem, small mistake there. Does only appear to be a couple bow fighters to start with, but I imagine there are many more on the way. We can certainly see some more on the strategic map there, and that looks to be more float plane oriented. But I am imagining some lightning's going to come in because they are coming from Port Moresby rather than Milne Bay at the moment. So let's get as many, well, I'd say let's get a few aircraft on there to begin with. Should be absolutely fine to take on those. I'm a little bit scared about the head-to-head conflict with the bow fighters there because, like I say, they do have the massive amount of frontal firepower like that instantly going down there. We need to get them on the turns really. We need to think about that in the future, I think. But we should just be able to get this one just fine here, and that is that. Very easy stuff. Take a report. That was only the two there. So let's carry on. I'm sure we'll get something. We have been spotted by the looks of it by some wildcats. Not got any further contacts with that aircraft carrier now. That shouldn't be too much of a bother there. What we could do, of course, we do still have the Hio and Junior to protect ourselves as well. So that is not a problem either. Well, we might actually want to go out. No, we can torpedo the carrier first, I think, with some subs, and then go in for the airstrikes. Would be much safer there. But like I said, we can see some fighters and such coming in to hit our supplies, which is rather rude of them actually. Not going to launch any supporting howitzers or Torius just yet from here because it's just not quite enough, I don't think, to really contend with anything. We'll launch those two as we lose zeros, I think, to help out there. We are in range to pick up some supplies and such now, so we're going to send the Akatsuki back as planned, like so. How long is that going to take? Dockyard, 10 days. That's it's a bit longer than I thought, but not a problem. Let's manage our cargo here then. What have we got here? Shall we just merge groups so that's a bit easier now? No, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to manage cargo, take this over to pick up some engineering, I think. But we're not in range with that, so we'll move that. That's absolutely fine. Move over and get some supplies to get over to Milne Bay once again over here with this group. That's not a problem there. So let's carry on, shall we? See if we can spot anything. I'm sure we'll get intercepted by these fighters. There we go. Looks like we've got some more things coming our way as well. So let's go straight into that. And hopefully we'll pick something up. Hopefully we'll pick something up rather easily. Let's move some zeros about, shall we? To where we think they might be coming from, get some forward scouting off and try and get any planes before they get too close. Let's move these to the rear there and increase the speed of the game. There we go. What have we got? Excuse me, we've got a couple Mitchells to start with. Okay, interesting. What have we got here? Let's go over to that then. Thought I turned off fire at will there. Maybe I just clicked all of them without actually pressing that. Not a bother. Let's go over and concentrate some fire there then. Are we on number 9 over here? We are. That's not a problem. Trying to focus some Mitchells to begin with. I do fear they're sending in other planes though in this particular engagement. So we are going to have to send some zeros back in a second. In fact, we're going to do that now. Let's form up with this group back near Vic, and they can turn round like this. There we go. What have we got? Some Bowfoots. Okay. Looks like we didn't manage to get rid of these Mitchells straight away, though. I think the Bowfoots can wait just a second as these zeros approach and get a better line on them. Come on. There we go. Excellent stuff. So we can certainly start going for these Bowfoots now. And go straight on down to attack them. Let's get some on the flank. On the second Beaufort there as well. Looks like they're ignoring the fire at will again. So we are going to form these up again, and they will listen to us. Yeah, you're not going to attack. You've got to go back here and protect our ships, I think. Having a bit of a struggle with the dive there, as we always do. But, oh, I thought I was going to go down. But it is now. Absolutely is now. There we go. I think they're forming up properly now. Come on, guys. Guess on it. Guess on it a bit better. There we go. That will do. That will certainly do. And let's just carry on, really, I think. And just as soon as we finish that engagement... It's to be expected, really, isn't it? It really is to be expected. That's absolutely fine. What have we got over here, then? It is more Sunderlands. Looks like they're still recovering from the losses they took previously, because I believe there were more Sunderlands about there. Not a problem, though. We'll send 6 zeros to deal with that, because no such thing as overkill. And we'll send the remaining zeros to deal with these Catalinas, I think, like so. That should be fairly easy. Should be fairly easy indeed. Just take away the UI and get a proper look at this. Let's just skip over to a closer 0 there. Excellent stuff. Come on, you got this. They're slow moving, they're big targets. There you go. Easy game. It is very, very satisfying when things go your way in this game. It really is. Because when they don't go your way, it is very frustrating. Sure, we've all made the mistake where we've not given ourselves air cover. We're just waiting for air cover to come in, reinforcements to come in. With just constant air attacks harassing your ships. Really is the way to victory is air power. Though having said that, we haven't had much luck when we strike ships with our air power, have we? Not much luck at all there. Hopefully that is about to change when we deal with the enemy carrier. Because that is certainly going to look at going into Guadalcanal with the supplies it's got. Now that is a much safer, much safer supply convoy of our own. I am still expecting perhaps some Kitty Hawks and some bow fighters to come in from Milne. We can see some fighters over here. Imagine those are lightnings, and I am scared of them. I am very, very scared of them. So having said that, if I am that scared, let's send in some Hayabusa's to the supply task force there. Here we go, like that, and let's see if we can send in some, if we can click that again. We'll wait for those to move. We'll send in some Torius as well. But they might get intercepted on the way there. But if they do, then hopefully we take some planes with us. So let's carry on, and I'm really hoping to get that aircraft carrier actually. Might want to redirect some of these Jakes in a second to have a look for that, because they're not going to be all the way out here. But we'll do that once they land, because they've not got much fuel left now. And of course, before we can even look at that carrier, we have come into contact with the Lightnings. Finally, they have come. So we have the Torius on their flanks. We have 2 groups over here though, and it does look like we're going to lose the Torius to begin with. That's not too much of a problem. These will regenerate naturally. That's absolutely fine though. Let's just give our zeros some commands, shall we? What we've got over here is even more lightnings. I imagine there are about 12 of them actually. It would not surprise me at all to hear there are 12 lightnings about. So I am very thankful we brought in the extra planes to help. This is going to be one of the more bloodier air engagements we've had. Certainly not the worst, but not the best by any means there. So let's go in and make sure we're attacking most of the lightnings, not all of them at once. We're going to get some focus fire on 1 or 2 of them. give some orders to this group over here, and we haven't actually given any orders to our supporting howitzers there, so they can go straight in and have a look at that. Going to increase the speed as we go in, but we can't because of course our Toryus are in range here. How are they doing? Let's see if we can get some early shots as we're manoeuvring here perhaps. Nah, it's not going to do a lot. It's going to damage the lightning though. At least one of them will be damaged. Let's get some early shots. We're going around now. Get some collateral maybe. Oh, we did get one on that. I'll take that. I'll happily take that. Let's start firing with that. Does look like we're focusing a little too much, I'd say, on one particular plane here. Let's change round. At least with one of these. One nice thing about the Toryus is, of course, they do have that supporting gunner seat. So if we do get any lightnings on our back, it probably won't destroy them. But it will do some decent damage as we are manoeuvring rounds to engage other planes. And that is all you can really ask for with that gunner. That will be doing its job very well if that happens. The rest of our planes now are coming in. Are they focusing what we've told them to? Yes, they are. Just taking a very strange approach there. Very, very strange approach indeed. Let's change a few orders around. Get some focus fire as we come in here on the rear of some of these planes. Have lost a single Toryu, but that is to be expected. I'm actually surprised we haven't lost all of them by now. But I am ever the pessimist when it comes to these things. Okay, so this is going to automatically fire out now. It's a little bit of a waste of ammo unless that stops. There we go. Excellent stuff. Let's get it. It is automatically going for the plane we wanted to go for. That is excellent initiative there. How are we doing with our zeros? We're getting in on target now. It's probably a little too far away, but it's decided to go out anyway. Ignore our ceasefire. We've lost our howitzer there, which is rather unfortunate. We're going to certainly change some of these orders about because we could certainly micro this a lot better here. I think that will be fine there. Let's change that. This howitzer can go for, I think, this particular plane here. We can turn around here. That will do. Yeah, that will do, won't it? That will do. We believe in ourselves here, don't we? Come on. Try and get some early fire out there. Doesn't appear to be hitting, so let's conserve our ammo. But no, it's there we go. There we go. Let's get another fire out there. That did get some scrapes in. How are we doing with other planes? How are we doing with other planes here? Let's get some fire out there. Okay, not quite gonna listen there. This one's on target. Excellent stuff. That's some more planes down. I've not really kept track of that. That's 5 out of 12. Brilliant stuff. Okay, so with all of these lightnings down, we'll be that much safer, of course, because this is all of the lightnings they will have on Port Moresby. What we losing? That's multiple enemy planes shot down at once there. That was very, very swift indeed. How many do we have left then? That was very, very quick. We have 3 enemy planes left. Okay, so we've got this one over here. And there's one over here. Yeah, there's 2 in this particular direction. Let's change about some orders then because we are focusing on one once again. And focus fire is good, but you can overly focus your fire, of course, and just waste your efficiency there. These 2 both going for the same one. That's absolutely fine. That we are on its flank. We should be able to get that. If we early fire once again, just to make that panic a bit. Not in range though, so that's not going to do much. We do only have these 2 fighters left now, and that is ruddy bloody beautiful. And you know what? I'm actually very happy we haven't lost zeros so far. Very happy to have lost the airfield fighters rather than anything else. So like we say, they will replenish for free over the course of the next few days, rather than having to send back our carrier, which will take multiple days. Could take up to a week, considering the travel time to and from the dockyard, as well as the time spent in the dockyard. Were these fighters actually armed with any bombs? They were. So that is certainly helping us out there, because that will hinder their manoeuvrability there. And they would really have hurt these bombs. Absolutely. They might not be the biggest, but the volume and the fact that we don't have any armour, of course, on the targets they're going for would have been absolutely devastating. Absolutely devastating. Would not have. That would have completely wrecked our chance of getting any supplies to Milne Bay there. But this will be the last one. He's being a bit of a trouble there, being a bit of a bother. This one's not quite online. Look at all of these zeros in one big group here. Oh, dearie me. That lightning is bloody fast. We might be able to get on target with this turret if we slow down a little bit there and chance our turn. No. No, we have to speed up and get right on target there then. Stop firing, 'cause that's not helping. Don't really want to disengage though, because this will be the end of the lightnings and that will only come back in the future. But I think we're just going to skip over until that's done then, because it's going to take quite some time. I didn't realise that the lightnings would be quite this fast. Looks like he's going over to hit our ships now actually, so we'll look about that. Okay, so we did decide to actually disengage from that because it looked like the lightning was actually focusing on retreating, but we are looking at getting some more fighters in a second anyway, so I'm sure that will pop up once again very soon. We are just going to move time forwards then. I imagine it will go straight into that. There we go. So let's do that once again. Turn off our fire at will on our planes there, like so. See what happens really. I say that so many times in our series, don't I? Just see what happens. Should really put some more planning into this. Really put some more planning, be more decisive. But here are the Kitty Hawks, and I was wondering when they would turn up. Really was wondering when they would turn up. They have some limited fuel, these planes, and that is actually rather useful that they are coming for us, because there's only two, haven't fully replenished from their losses previously. So this should be fairly easy. Still waiting for that lightning though. So I'm going to turn around with these zeros and go back over our ships just in case they come from the flank. There we go. Ooh, trading there. Oh, that's the worst trade deal. Oh, fair trades are not what you want to be taking. Need them very heavily in your favour, like the greedy buggers we are. But once again, having a little bit of trouble getting on the tail there. Should we take a quick report? It did say there's only two there, but that lightning's still about. Not to worry though, it is only a single lightning. How long is it going to take our supplies to get over to Boona? Let's take a look. That's going to take 5 hours. So that will be, actually, that would be absolutely fine. Take about, yeah, 8 o'clock in the evening there. And then that will take just as long, I think, to get over to Milne Bay. So we should approach that under cover of darkness there somewhat easily. We have forgotten to manage the cargo here under all of the excitement. So let's get, this was going to not be the suppliers, it's going to be engineering, wasn't it? Yeah, let's take that off. Engineering is what we want at the moment, and we're going to actually put some suppliers on anyway. So that we can go over to Guadalcanal with those, because supplies are always useful. Can't have a base without supplies. I'm a bit worried about where this aircraft carrier is going though. The Wildcats do seem to be going down here now. So we're just going to carry on with our scouting around there. Do we have any spare Jakes from here? We certainly do. So we're going to just do that. We do have some Jakes scouting this sort of area anyway. We're going to send some roofs over as well, because they're not particularly doing anything at the moment. Just scout around the southern area over here. Get that straight under lock and key. Let's see what happens. Another encounter over here. So that's more fighters. Well, we'll deal with them. It looks like that lightning does want to retreat there. And yeah, we can see the... okay, they're going towards this sort of direction. Don't want that. Let's just take control of that sub while we're thinking about it and send it around here. Brilliant stuff. We have this engagement to do though. So let's do that. Let's just turn everything on and off. Wait once again. And turn around with some of our zeros. Not particularly needed. Even more. Okay. These are, forget the names of them. Cobras. Cobras, that's it. I forgot that Milne Bay would have these. So that is a small mistake on my part. Getting a little bit too excited in destroying lightnings, but we are absolutely going to hammer them. Send a squad at each plane there, I think. Because once again, there's no such thing as overkill. Oh, here we go. What's this? What's this? There's even more. Excellent stuff. Okay, not a problem. Well, hopefully we get this on the one pass, and then we can move over to the second squad. Again, Air Cobras do have that massive firepower. We did get rid of all of those in one go, but like I say, we did lose a 0 there. That was to be expected. Like I said, there's just multiple Cobras, and they do have that massive frontal firepower once again. I believe, off the top of my head, I'm sure someone will be very happy to correct me, please do, that Cobras have cannon mounts similar to our Zeros, so that is nothing to scoff at there by any means. Not all of them are cannon mounts. That would be rather heavy. That would be on par with something like a Shinden there, actually, if they were all cannon mounts. And of course the Shinden, I think only a prototype was built of that. Don't think it even flew. It's a bloody good design though, the Shinden. It's it's something else. It really is something else, the Shinden. If anyone's aware of it, or if you're not aware of it, look it up and have your mind blown. But we are going to win this fairly handily. Wish there was a mod to bring in more prototype aircraft and ships, but that would be overkill and very anachronistic. Extremely anachronistic. Let's get some early fire. That was actually doing something. Might just get that before it takes down a 0. There we go. One more to deal with. And look at everything on his flank there. Very surprised that didn't go down a little quicker, but that will do it. That will absolutely do it. Very worried about this carrier. Very worried about this carrier. Shall we carry on? So the fighters suggest it could be round here. That's a lot of fighters actually. That could be multiple carriers. That could be multiple carriers. Let's take this Jake and go up here. Where are you? I'm surprised they're not going for our Jakes actually. We've got so many in the sky. That's multiple carriers, isn't it? That's got to be multiple carriers. It's getting towards night time now though. So we'll send this one back to base. That came from Renault Island. That's good to know. We can send this out later. They're getting closer. There it is. There it is. Let's make sure we know exactly what that is. Let's make sure we know exactly what this is. Because if it's not the Bogue, that is even more cause for concern. It is the same task force though. That's interesting. They don't want to push from the northern side of Guadalcanal, but we know what that is now. So we're going to send our submarines to try and intercept that. We are moving these down to watch the entrance here. And where are the other ones? We're bringing these two submarines in as well to deal with that. You know what? I'm going to bring them this side, see if they can get around the opening, around the mouth of the channel here. That should be absolutely brilliant there. That's just fingers crossed really, because of course submarines aren't the fastest of ships. But yeah, it's like I say, it gets into nighttime hours now, so it should be okay as far as air engagements are concerned. We should be in range to pick up from here. Not quite, not quite. What about now? Yes, we are. Excellent stuff. So, say, ooh, yeah, I want all the troops available. I doubt they're going to actually go for these bases themselves. They'd rather reinforce Mill Bay, I'm absolutely sure. Don't necessarily need the troops, but they're not going to hurt. Not going to hurt by any stretch. Yeah, let's bring them straight on down. Straight on down. And do that. How long was it going to take? I didn't actually look. That's going to take 10 hours. Ruddy bloody hell. That is a lot of hours. Didn't think it was quite that far away. If that's the case, we're going to bring in our Tayo a little closer. Because you can bet we will get intercepted by air units once again. So I'll see you in the morning, which won't take very long. So it is now the morning, and we're not quite in range to drop off our armies and supplies over here. It's not too much of a bother. We have instantly launched the Zeros. Well, we've launched these ones. Let's drop that. We don't need the scouting over here anymore. Brilliant. Okay, and we'll see if we can actually launch from Tayo once again. Probably need to wait a little bit now that we've got those rearming and such. Not a problem. I'll see you in just a second, actually. Yeah, we should be alright there. There we go. Okay, so it is now the morning, and once again we have some sort of air engagement. Like I said, we couldn't quite get our supplies dropped off to Milne Bay just in time there, but not to worry. It's the attack of the Sunderlands and Catalinas once again. They appear to be replenishing much quicker than we can. But what do you expect from the AI, hey? What do you expect from the cheating AI? How dare you? But not a bother. Once again, we have multiple zeros here to deal with this. Multiple zeros. Too many, in fact. Too many zeros. Some might argue. But certainly not from me. You're not going to hear that from me at all. I don't think we're targeting the number 1 here, actually. So let's just do that. Like so. Brilliant stuff. That should not take very long. Catalina's taking their time to dive down once again. No worries there. That gives us time to get in range of them and deal with these Sunderlands very handily there. Some big old targets there. Look at that. It's very, very fat planes. Very, very chunky planes there. We should be very nice to get these Catalinas as well. Very, very nice indeed, actually. Very looking forward to getting some more supplies onto Milne Bay there. Not quite going to match them just yet. Can we increase the speed? No, we can't. So that's not a bother there. Okay, so we have finally managed to get our Boona reinforcements on to Milne Bay there. Certainly undersupplied with our troops there, but we will absolutely be able to get through there and absolutely demolish the enemies there. We are, of course, still waiting for these supplies to come through to build that up a little bit better. They will certainly be needed, but the balance of power is that much more in our favour, and Milne Bay will certainly be ours. No question about that. We are still looking for this ruddy bloody carrier, though. So it's a ruddy bloody carrier. Let's bring these subs up just in case they're coming from the north once again. This particular one has not got any orders just yet, so just go south and then return back up to the north there. Try and see if we can get that. Otherwise, we're looking at getting these supplies down to Milne Bay once again. So I shall see you in the future with another update. Alrighty then, so we have finally got our second load of supplies onto Milne Bay, and now we are certainly well supplied there with more supplies than troops. Not by a hell of a lot, and ideally you would have a 2-to-1 ratio of supplies to troops, but it will do for now with that balance of power. I'm certainly not complaining too much. I don't think we need to drop anything more onto Milne Bay there. We can certainly focus on reinforcing it for the future, for certain. So we can stage an attack on Port Moresby, which certainly will be a big old undertaking there. Getting resupplied in 2 days' time, but I think that's really going to be it for today. Let's see if we can find anything else. It feels like we've not really got too much recorded for you today. So try and get a surface engagement of some sort. Perhaps we'll find that carrier about again. But otherwise, not a lot to report, to be honest. So we're waiting to be resupplied, get some fuel and engineering once again down to Guadalcanal, and get the supplies out of Milne Bay, really. See what happens. Just looking. It's very, very empty at the moment. Got a lot of map control. The enemy's certainly scared off, is all we can assume there. Alrighty then, so we have resupplied Guadalcanal, not with enough supplies as such to upgrade it, just barely missing that, but on our way back to Rabaul we have been intercepted by a submarine. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? So we're very thankful that we decided to keep our destroyers escorting this particular group, but the problem is, of course, don't necessarily have the manoeuvrability to survive this, so this could go rather badly, actually. We are going to just run it down with the Machishio over here and hope they don't fire directly towards us. We do have contact with it. It's right on the surface there at periscope depth. And it's S-class once again. Where are those torpedoes going? Probably going to turn off towards our main force here for our... maybe not, maybe not. Just going to turn a little bit there. We might get hit on the Mashishio here. Yeah, hit on the Mashishio. That's a very, very interesting choice there to hit us there. But that means we do need to slow down with our cargo ships, because it's not looking like they're going to go that way. That is rather unfortunate. I was very much expecting them to go for our cargo ships. We did take 2 torpedoes. It's interesting they're not duds. We're very likely going to go down here, actually. That's a lot of compartments hurt from that. A lot of compartments hurt from that. We have regained contact with it because we've been forced to slow down with all those torpedoes there. So if we want to get this, it's going to probably have to be with the Oshio. But let's see if we can get this. Let's try and increase our speed a little bit and keep turning round. It is just in front of us there. If we can catch it, let's get some depth charges ready. I get the feeling we're going to go down before we can actually reach it though. Because look at that list. Yeah, we've just stopped. Absolutely just stopped there. We're going to go down, and that is very, very sad. I might have to get away with that. Might have to get away with that. Let's see. Maybe. Speed has been hindered a hell of a lot though. Let's slow down once again. We're not going to catch up with it with this particular destroyer. Might just want to keep this over to keep contact with the submarine while the Oshio comes up. Let's tell that to turn up, come around full speed, and go Mashishio. It's not helping our damage control parties here, keeping this moving. Look at the fires on deck there. Ruddy bloody hell. Ruddy bloody hell. We do need to keep this on top of the submarine, unfortunately, to keep a contact with that. Yeah, it's going to escape. It's going to escape. Need revenge. We're just going to have to stop though and hope our damage control parties deal with that. It is likely going to go down though. I'm just going to have to say goodbye to that. That is just unfortunate. Okay, so we're going to have to turn around, slow down with this, keep contact, and make sure we get on top of this sub, I think. Yeah, there we go. Fires aren't looking quite so bad now, but we've got permanent floods. Once we get back to Rabaul, if this doesn't sink, we are certainly going to have to send this back to rest and repair. Without a question. Where exactly is this sub? Can't see the Oshio on the surface there from its perspective. Have to turn a bit harder, I think. Here we go, it's just here. Let's get some depth charges ready. Don't want to go too quick. That turn might be a little too much. Let's get firing now. Slow down, I think. Just a little bit. See if we get any sort of damage while we adjust our course there. While we swing the stern around there. That's getting some close explosions there, actually. Probably not quite as close as we want. Let's turn around like this. Get our stern over us a little better there. Let's take a report. That has taken some minor damage and some flooding. Okay, okay. How does our stern go over that? Looks like it's almost stopped. It's going very slowly. So, if we just keep our speed a little slow, should be able to wait for that to pass under us, actually. Let's do that. Yeah, there we go. That's probably a little too much, actually. Let's get firing off some depth charges once again. We are going to have to keep moving, though, so we don't get any damage from the explosions ourselves there. So they are very, very close to our destroyer there. Look at that. Oh, dear. I think they're pretty much missing though, which is a shame. Might have to reverse over that. It is blowing its ballast though. I'll happily take that. In that case, we're going to increase our speed a little, turn around and get a few guns firing on that. should be okay there. We're going to stop here. Keep in contact with that. And yeah, it's certainly surfacing there. We'll be absolutely fine. That's a big old mistake there. Are our guns working over here? Make sure we don't get any friendly fire. That's a problem. Yeah, look at that. Oh, if the Machishio is the one to take this down as well, that is justice. Oh, a little bit of friendly fire there, but that's okay. Let's retreat out of there. And that is a very nice little defense, actually. Very nice defense indeed. I'm very happy that we didn't actually lose Machishio. It's a very dear destroyer to me, of course. Alright then, so that is unfortunately going to be it for today, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a carrier battle coming close once again, haven't we? We've got something in the sights there. But it's just, you know, just out of reach there. Just out of reach. But we just need to pull the thread a little bit more and find the end of it there. But that, like I said, is going to be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I very much enjoyed presenting to you today, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope to hear any comments in the section below, as ever. Very much appreciated. So I shall see you in the future. I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.